paying tribute to former ELN student Trent Stetler, who died yesterday. We spoke to one of his close friends.
It was so surreal when I finally heard what was going on, and I just wanted to leave that area because I don't know, I just had to get out.
It's the start of another semester for some, but the first semester for others. How students are making a transition halfway through the year.
An old venue with a new name. We checked out ELN's newest bar. ELN Local News starts right now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on ELN Local News.
We start tonight remembering ELN Junior Trent Stetler. Sunday, Dean of Students Smith Jackson sent his students and staff an email saying that Stetler died. An apparent suicide, according to Burlington Police.
Right now in Lakeside Meeting Room is a gathering of friends for those who knew Stetler. They are sharing memories of a man who was so involved on this campus. Trent Stetler was majoring in economics and minoring in communications. In his free time, he was an active member of the men's rugby team and interned with the ELN Athletics Phoenix Club. He was also a member of ELN's chapter of professional business fraternity, Alpha Kappa Psi. Our Paige Prusso is outside of the gathering of friends in Lakeside, which started a half an hour ago. Paige?
I'm here outside the gathering of friends for Trent Stetler, and people started flying about half an hour ago, and very quickly the room was in standing room only. So many of ELN's community have showed up tonight, including members of the rugby team and the business fraternity, AK Psi, that he was a part of. Now inside right now, friends are sharing stories and memories of Trent as they come in condolence for him. We'll have more tonight on our website. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Paige. In a Smith Jackson email earlier today, Jackson says he spoke to Trent's parents, who say they appreciate the support from the ELN community.
The Stetler family is welcoming cards, pictures, letters, and any remembrances the community has of Trent to their home address, 534 Kenmore Road, Haverton, Pennsylvania, 19083. His mother, Danette Stetler, also gave her email address to students, djstetler@verizon.com.
Trent Stetler touched the lives of so many ELN students, faculty, and staff. Our Lauren Cook has been reaching out to many of those who were close with him. She is in studio now. Lauren?
Ashley and Preston, earlier today I sat down with one of Trent Stetler's friends, Nick Chinchara. Chinchara met Stetler at school last year and says he changed his life from the beginning.
He was never afraid to show people who he was and talk about what he liked to talk about. And that was something that coming into college I was kind of a little iffy about my self-confidence in terms of those types of things. And when it came to just seeing Trent and how comfortable he was in his own body, it made me want to be more like that.
Nick Chinchara was in the business fraternity with Trent Stetler, but he says they were more than classmates, they were friends.
No, I mean, we spent so much time together, and we made the most of every moment that we were with each other. And I find that if you spend moments, especially like this soon after, thinking about all the regrets that you have, then that just takes over. And I think that's something that Trent definitely wouldn't want us thinking about, is what we regret not doing, instead of thinking about all the things that we're happy that we did do.
Chinchara says Stetler helped teach him how to live.
He definitely taught me how to be a better person, just more positive, definitely going out and helping out people who you may not know. Who just look like they're having a bad day.
Chinchara never expected to receive the call saying his friend had died.
We just wanted to know why. Just because there are tons of people that love him, and that's very clear. And there are tons of people that would have wanted to help him. I just wanted to know why he felt so alone, that he wasn't able to reach out about something like this.
But he says he's trying to stay in good spirits for Trent.
He probably wouldn't want everyone crying because Trent's one of those guys that doesn't want you to make a big deal about him, and he just wants everyone happy all the time, even though that's crazy, unrealistic, but that's how just Trent is.
The university is encouraging grieving students to speak with counseling services. The South Campus office is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., or you can call 336-278-7280. After-hours counselors are available through Campus Safety and Police at 336-278-5555.
Thanks, Lauren. We spoke to University Chaplain Jan Fuller, who says that people grieve in different ways. In addition to counseling services, just talking with friends and sharing memories with each other can go a long way. If you are more comfortable speaking with members of ELN's Truett Center for Religious Life, the information to a contact number for Chaplain is on our website.
So a little bit of alone time is not a bad thing, but I think it's also at this point really good to come together, really good to be in groups, really good to kind of keep talking to each other. How did you feel when you heard this? What do you know? How do you remember Trent? What's your funnest story about him? You know, so alone and together, I think, are kind of normal pieces.
National news today as the French try to go back to their normal lives. About 18,000 security forces have been deployed across the country. To review the events, gunmen forced their way into the satirical newspaper's offices last week, claiming to avenge the Prophet Muhammad. 12 people were killed during the attack, and the gunmen managed to escape. On Thursday, gunmen shot and killed a police officer in a Paris suburb. France has raised its national security alert system to its highest level.
Anna Kurtz is an ELN student studying in France. Though she is not in Paris, she took place in the Jesuits Charlie protest this weekend in Reims, which is 90 miles outside of Paris. She posted this Instagram yesterday. Kurtz says it has been an interesting time to be in France during this time.
I feel like the only change that I've really seen here is just this intense sense of community, and just kind of everyone coming together and really supporting one another. Especially not being a French native, just seeing that and being able to be a part of it has been really interesting.
There are several ELN winter term classes in France right now, but no travel plans have been changed as of this afternoon.
With ELN raising its tuition by almost 4% on the current school year, what if you could go to college for free? That's an idea that President Obama had in mind.
I'm announcing an ambitious new plan to bring down the cost of community college tuition in America. I want to bring it down to zero. And the concept is simple. America's College Promise will make 2 years of community college free to responsible students who are willing to work for it.
Here in North Carolina, students at Alamance Community College seem to like the idea.
And it's a good way to get, people to come back and get more education and, possibly do better in life, have more opportunities. So.
But others have some concerns.
There's always a price for something, but it could be a really good thing because not everybody can even afford to go to community college.
Obama says there are some requirements for the program. Students must attend a community college half-time and maintain a 2.5 GPA and be making a steady progress towards graduation. The community colleges will be expected to offer academic programs that can fully transfer credit to local public four-year universities or occupational training programs. In the proposal, federal funding will cover 3/4 of the average cost of community college, and participating states will be expected to cover the rest. If all states choose to participate, it could save community college students $3,800 a year and benefit roughly 9 million students each year, according to the White House. While the plans for what is being called America's College Promise continue to develop, students have a new opportunity for education in their future. Paige Peroso, ELN Local News.
We'll see how over the next few years this initiative will affect admissions here at ELN.
And for those of us not going to community college, the application for college financial aid might be getting a whole lot easier. 6 senators, including North Carolina's Richard Burr, introduced a bill last week that looks to simplify how students apply for and receive federal financial aid for college. Known as the FAST Act, a press release from Burr says the bill aims to eliminate the free application for financial student aid, or FAFSA. The senators want to replace the 108 questions on the form with just 2, your family size and your household income. 2 years ago. For more on this bill, check out our website, elonlocalnews.com.
There's a new bar in town. Tony's Pubs and Subs just opened where Sandy's Steaks and Stubs used to be, across the street from Arts West on Haggard Avenue. Michelle Alfini is live at Tony's right now. How is it over there, Michelle?
Thanks, Ashley. If you're a junior or a senior, you might remember Sandy's, which closed its doors back in 2013. That space has been empty since then, but that's until last weekend when Tony's moved in.
Since Sandy's Steaks and Subs closed in 2013, Tony Caruso thought Elon was missing a certain atmosphere.
The Elon crowd used to love coming here, and several people mentioned they wished it was open back up.
So Caruso decided to recreate that feeling with Tony's.
Sometimes the bigger places can have a tense type of feel to them, and I want you to be able to come in here and know that you can sit down, you can chill, you can have something to eat, you can have a few drinks.
Behind the bar there are beers on tap, and on the table there are Tony's signature sandwiches. Caruso says he wants everyone from the community to feel welcome inside.
I want the college kids to feel free to come every night of the week, just like the locals. I want the locals to come every night of the week. I want to supply, give them all a chance, to have a place to come.
And he wants to know what those locals have to say.
Since we're new to the area, we want to know what they want. If we're doing something wrong, let us know. If we're missing something, let us know.
Tony's is up and running this week, but the grand opening is this Saturday, starting at 11 a.m. up until closing at 2 a.m. With Elon Eats, I'm Michelle Alfini, Elon Local News.
And in addition to Tony's, another new place to eat is opening up in downtown Elon. According to Elon town planner Sean Fizzler, the former location of local yogurt at 116 West Lebanon Avenue has been purchased by the owners of The Root, Chris Brumbaugh and Lynn Terrell. Fizzler says no building permits have been applied for, which means the changes being made on the inside are not enough to need a permit. An ABC liquor license has also not been applied for, so they cannot sell alcohol inside the establishment at the moment. The town planner could not confirm any other details, but ELN has reached out to Brumbaugh and Terrell to see what they plan on doing with the space.
The winter months have frozen business for seasonal shops like Pelican Snowballs. But the Snow Cone Shop in Burlington is closed for the winter months. If you still want an icy treat, Smitty's in downtown Elon is still scooping.
The youth here at the university don't tend to look at winter as quite the same way as the local community does. I think perhaps because they come from places that are perhaps even colder than what Elon gets.
And coming back from the break, we will see what the weather looks like for the rest of the week. Stay tuned.
With rainy weather and cold temperatures, the possibility of snow and ice isn't out of the question this January term. Provost Stephen House and Vice President of Business Gerald Whittington are the administrators who make the call if class is delayed or canceled due to severe weather. There's really no magic. We just try to use common sense and balance that particularly in the winter term, where every class missed is like missing several in the fall or spring terms the academic program. If administrators say conditions are so bad that students cannot make it to class safely, they will not be penalized. Announcements of delays or closings will be sent out through e-alerts and can be found on eNet. Special telephone hotlines 336-278-7669 or 336-278-7246 and through local television and radio stations.
We mentioned earlier in the show that we would talk to new students on Elon's campus. We'll have to wait for that story on our website at elonlocalnews.com.
One Elon senior is being honored for their work outside of the classroom. Kate Murphy, a journalism major, earned 4th place in the Hearst Journalism Awards Enterprise Reporting Competition. Murphy earned the award for her story titled Armed Teachers Aim to Defend K-12 Schools.
This year's graduation is getting a little more personal for senior Jeff Cook. Cook's father, political analyst Charlie Cook, will be the commencement speaker for the class of 2015. Charlie Cook is the editor and publisher of the Cook Political Report and is a National Journal columnist. Before the official announcement on Thursday, Jeff says his dad called him and asked him for permission to give the commencement address. And Cook has just one feeling about the event.
Thankful, definitely.
Why thankful?
I think it's just going to be a great memory. It's very cool to have your dad kind of perform the culminating moment for your education. So
it's almost like a family tradition for the Cooks. Jeff's dad was also his brother's high school graduation speaker. Elon's class of 2015 graduates Saturday, May 23rd under the Oaks.
I don't know about you, but I need my coffee every morning to get my day started. Find out how I drink coffee every day without breaking the bank.
out what to wear can be stressful and expensive. One Elon student decided to take matters into his own hands. John Curtis has that story.
You've seen the animal dance, and you've witnessed the bohemian paradise. One student has dared to combine the beast and beaches to create the Bahama Llama Clothing Company, a prep clothing line started by a group of students after taking a trip to the mall.
We went to a Vineyard Vines store, we went to a polo store, and we were just trying to find button-down shirts, and we couldn't find anything that was under $60, $70. And so it kind of occurred to me, like, you know, why couldn't we make our own company? Why couldn't we start a company?
Spelker started the company this fall and says some of the inspiration also came from his dad.
It was more my dad and the books that he would make me read in high school that just gave me that inner motivation to do this, you know. It's all about just putting yourself out there.
Bahama Llama shirts like these are half the cost of seemingly similar shirts like these. As of now, the company sells 2 different Oxford button-down shirts for roughly $35 each on their website. Spelker says he keeps costs down by having the shirts made in China. Now, why the llama?
What logo wasn't taken, you know what I mean? There's a horse, there's a whale, there's a fish, there's everything. And I don't know when or how it came to me, but I thought of llama. And I was like, you know, you can't just call a company llama, that's weird. I had to think of something to go with it. And so I was like, all right, what rolls off the tongue? And then just boom, Bahama Llama.
In the coming months, Spelker hopes to see more Phoenix wearing llamas on their shirts. John Curtis, ELN Local News.
The ELN's men's basketball team tipped off against Hofstra Saturday night in Alumni Gym, looking to go 2-1 for the start of conference play. Things didn't go as planned for the Phoenix, as ELN's 2 leading scorers, Elijah Bryant and Tanner Sampson, both had poor shooting nights, combining to make only 4 of their 26 shots. Poor perimeter defense also haunted the Phoenix, as the Hofstra Pride knocked down 14 triples, connecting on 44% of its attempts from downtown. Hofstra guard Brian Bernardi was automatic from 3-point range. He connected on 5 of 9 attempts from beyond the arc, going towards 17 points. Hofstra left Alumni Gym, leading the Phoenix 79-61, and they came out with a victory to drop the Phoenix to 2-2 in conference play. ELN looks to rebound Wednesday night when it wraps up a 3-game homestand against the College of Charleston, a team who could use a win, having lost 8 games in a row, including all 4 of its conference contests. The ELN women's tennis team opened its season this weekend when it traveled to Chapel Hill to take on the UNC Tar Heels. The Phoenix went 6-1, but a bright spot was from freshman Camila Basanova, who beat the Tar Heels' Maggie Kane in 3 sets for ELN's only point of the day. Basanova joined the team just a week ago, and this was her first match for the Phoenix. Coming up this week in ELN sports, a couple of home basketball games. We're starting off with the men's team on Wednesday as they take on the College of Charleston, and then the following night, the women's team will look to pull an upset against the James Madison Dukes, who are currently at the top of the conference. We jump ahead to Saturday, where the men's tennis team will be looking to start its season off right in South Carolina, while the men's basketball team makes the trip to Harrisonburg to take on James Madison. And then finally on Sunday, the women's team takes Alumni Gym once again to face the Towson Tigers. The new year is about making resolutions and changes, and in the world of sports, the biggest change of the year is the college football playoffs. Tonight, the Oregon Ducks and the Ohio State Buckeyes will vie for their first ever college football playoffs. We went around campus today just to see how ELN students thought things would go. Let's take a look. Actually, we're having some technical difficulties, so Ashley and Preston, back to you.
Thank you, Zora. That's all we have for tonight.
Make sure to check us out on Facebook and Twitter at ELN Local News, and tune into ELN Midday on Wednesday.
Have a great night, ELN.